Hope everyone's doing well. My name is EQ and welcome to Stockaholics. Hopefully you caught that video last night, learned some stuff, and got into some trades. It was a nice green night. I was a little hint to tell you how to get into futures and add those positions and everything like that. And as you can see now, the market is split red and green, but we've had a lot more dominance in Bitcoin and Ethereum. You can see on this chart behind me that Bitcoin has been taking off. The volume is relatively high. There's a lot been going on. This is a 30-minute chart behind me, even though Ethereum was the one that got the good news today. Now, the London hard fork was activated today, which is a major change for Ethereum. It's the next step going into proof of stake, stepping away from proof of work. The main change is going to be altering the way that transaction fees are calculated. So they're going to smooth them out and make them less volatile, hopefully to correct what happened when we got to 4,000 and some of the other coins were around $600 in gas to buy $40 worth of the coin. And we don't want to go through that again. This is very bullish news for Ethereum in the market. Everything has been so far so good. There has been no major sell-off, and it's helped Bitcoin get a push back up to the 40,000 range where we're currently retesting. So the London Fork, or EIP 1559, is also meant to burn Ethereum consistently. Now, since this London Fork, we've already burned 213 ETH coins, which is roughly 500,000 US dollar. This is great because the more Ethereum does this, the higher the value of the token will go. So basically how it works with the burn is that when there's more transactions, there's going to be a higher base fee, and when there's a higher base fee, there's going to be more gas burnt. So the more transactions, the more Ethereum that's going to be burnt. But keep in mind, it is an infinite token, so it is inflationary. They have no plans to make this a deflationary project. They want to keep it inflationary and be able to consistently burn. Now, are they going to burn consistently at this rate? Probably not. Now, with this news coming with Ethereum, I want to go over 4 major projects. Now, with all this bullish news with Bitcoin and Ethereum, and we see the market moving back up, it's about that time I give you 4 picks of projects that move with Ethereum or complement Ethereum, so that when this project moves or Bitcoin moves, these projects will move as well and could potentially outperform Ethereum or Bitcoin because they are altcoins. Now, the first one you guys already know about is Chainlink. So this was released earlier today, conveniently enough the same day that Ethereum released their update. Now, this is talking about how Chainlink is going to be live on Ethereum mainnet, and it's going to provide smart contract developers a decentralized off-chain computation solution for automating smart contract functions in a reliable, cost-efficient, and verifiable manner. And while we're here, I want to mention one of the other ones, which is going to be Aave, is one we're going to be talking about as well. And I'll keep the other 2 as a surprise for the end. Now, Chainlink does operate off of ERC. It's not an ERC20 token, but is complementary to ERC tokens and Ethereum. And it's going to be the main Oracle and smart chain solution for the Ethereum blockchain. So when Ethereum goes up, Chainlink's going to go up. And with this bullish news that we're looking at here, that means that the sky is the limit for Chainlink now. Here is a quick look at the Chainlink daily chart. Now you can see we finally broke this trending downtrend and we're able to find support and are pushing up, looking for our next support before we continue to move up. Now we're currently sitting at $24. Chainlink has already been around $50 or more. So hopefully we can get back to this $52 range. Mind that the daily is oversold on the STO RSI, and the RSI does have room to come back down and retest the 50 and still maintain its bullish confirmations. And the volume has picked up, a lot more green than red, and that's a positive sign for Chainlink. Now this could be a divergence as well. Even though we are seeing orange on the stock bot, it doesn't necessarily mean that we are turning, but it is an insight. For example, here you do see a little bit of orange, but it's a divergence as we were coming down and didn't signal a sell until we got to the top and confirmed that it was ready for a sell signal. Chainlink's going to be a very strong project that can stay in the top 10 projects and maintain its own strength in the market as a smart contract and Oracle system. Next one we're going to look at is Aave. You can see we broke back into the channel. We were able to find support around the 7860, which is what we figured was going to happen because it had a nice solid impulse move. And we wanted to see a 7860 test to confirm that we could get a move to the next TP3, which is going to be around $1,000 for Aave. So right now we're sitting at $370. If we want to continue this Fibonacci retracement all the way up, we have the huge potential, and there's a ton of positive information coming out for Aave. They're leading the DeFi space right now. A ton of bullish sentiment with Aave. Mark Cuban is a huge investor in Aave. Their tokenomics and their protocols are all great. There's not really much that I can say about them that's bad. Even their staking has been fantastic. I see a lot of people making money off the APYs off of Aave. You're talking about another project that can maintain a top 10 standing in the ecosystems and as in cryptocurrency as a whole. What we're waiting for with Aave is to finally get more volume, but the fact that we're back in the channel now is a good sign that we can potentially push back and test all-time highs. Now, even testing all-time high from where we're at now is almost a 2 times move, and that's great. The next one we're going to take a sneak peek at is Enjin. Enjin is a bridge. Enjin has an ERC20 bridge, which allows them to cut the transaction fees from Ethereum. Now, the main reason this is going to be a big solution coming forward, and the next one as well that we're going to talk about, is that higher that these gas fees get for Ethereum, the more important these layer 2 solutions are going to become. Now a layer 2 solution can act as a bridge so people can move money from Ethereum into another product like Matic or Enjin, for example, and then sell it off into Enjin or do what they have to do with Enjin and cut those gas fees significantly because they use a second layer. This would be a complementary project, so when Ethereum goes up, Enjin goes up. And if we continue to see the London Fork do well, we can see Enjin explode. This is in a really good position because this has already been up to around $4 at its all-time high. We're sitting at 1.4, so you're a little bit higher than a 3 times move. You're looking at a really nice move from Enjin to get to the all-time high. The volume has been really good here too. You're seeing more green than red on the volume, and there was more volume when we were going up versus when we were sideways channeling, which is fine because we're technically still in a channel. Now, our STO RSI is pulling down to retest the 50, and our RSI has been relatively flatlining the 50, but on the bullish side, so that's a good sign to see. Enjin has a ton of potential on its own if it wants to go to TP3 based on its move, which even though it did fall out of the Fibonacci, now if I want to bring the Fibonacci down though, let's say to here, this does fulfill and does hit in these areas. Now if I even bring this down from the top of the candle, because this is just a large wick, if I bring it to the actual bodies, this gives you a much better idea of where the Fibonacci 7860 and 6180 would sit. So we're sitting relatively well in the 7860, which is common for a large impulse move. Now, if this wanted to go to a TP3 in its next impulse and fulfill the Fibonacci, it can get all the way up to around $6.63. Or even higher depending on what happens with the market. A little bit less than a 6 times move, which would be fantastic. On a really solid project, it's better doing this than going to shit coins or something like that. And the last one that I name dropped because I couldn't wait is Matic. Now Matic is going to be an ERC20 bridge as well, so it's an Ethereum bridge layer 2 solution ready to explode. It already had a really solid move up to around $2.72. And we're currently sitting at $1, so it's a little bit shy of a 3 times move to test all-time high. Now it's a good thing that we're finding some support. We were able to hold this major support that we had before this impulse up, where we went from 70 cents all the way to the $3 range, or almost $3. Found that support hold. This is going to be a major support just in case price wants to come down again. We are getting a sell signal on the daily, but even if this does want to come down, we can retest here and then push right back up. And we're still going to maintain that positive sentiment. Now, the only thing that I see here that can be a problem is a lower high. So this would be a higher high and then your lower high. So hopefully this can continue to push up a little more and make it so that isn't a lower high. Or if it is, it can actually just hold a support here around $1. And if it can streamline and sideways channel for a little bit, we might be able to see this pop back up. Once we break over around $1.20, that's when we can start to see a nice impulse move from Matic. And on a long term, let's say Matic wanted to move and take a nice impulse move, drag this all the way up. So based on the fib retracement and the support area right here, we can move it up to make it even more precise. We're sitting right on the top of the 7860 now, and the 7860 was conveniently the top of this consolidation channel, and we were able to find major support long term. Now we're pushing back up to the 6180. If this wants to fulfill and retrace this complete Fibonacci, we're looking at $5 per token, which is completely doable and has a lot of space and can easily be a top 15 or top 10 project. I'm a huge fan of Matic, and a lot of people made a lot of money off of it already, so it's not a bad gig, especially considering that it's going to follow Ethereum pretty tight, and it's already proven successful, and that can make big waves in the market, so you know people are hungry and ready to move back into it. Hope everyone has an amazing night, and happy trading.